For 3 years, Suwon's brother-in-law and his family of 4 lived in her house, completely rent-free. The breaking point came when she finally whispered that the house was getting too crowded. In response, her brother-in-law slapped her viciously in front of the entire family. And her husband Jo-yi, he simply averted his gaze, pretending to see nothing. But in their arrogance, they seemed to have forgotten a crucial detail. This was her apartment, bought and paid for in full long before she was married. Now, handing the deed to a new owner, she calmly stated, "Keep it yourself." Suwon's life was a series of small humiliations. One moment her mother-in-law would scold her for almost spilling soup on her precious grandson. The next, her sister-in-law would complain that her cooking was becoming lazy and bland, unfit for her hardworking brother. Even a simple tube of lipstick became a source of conflict. When her nephew used her new lipstick as a crayon, she was the one who got reprimanded. Her sister-in-law dismissed it as just a lipstick, while her brother-in-law sneered that she was wasting money. The mother-in-law chimed in that the money would be better spent on art classes for her grandson, who could become a great painter, and buy Suwon a whole box of lipsticks one day. This nightmare began 3 years ago when her brother-in-law and his wife showed up with their luggage, asking to stay for just a few days. Before Suwon could object, her husband eagerly welcomed them, saying, "I like it." Those days turned into 3 years, and their family grew from 2 people to 4, all crammed into her home. So when she finally muttered under her breath, she exploded. He lunged at her, shouting that she was just an outsider with no right to speak. He called her a nobody. He beat her to the ground, screaming, "Again!" The mother-in-law, instead of stopping the assault, simply chided Suwon for being a bad person. Later that night, as Suwon tended to her daughter, her husband knocked on the locked bedroom door. But he wasn't there to defend her. He pleaded, "You." For 3 years, that was all she ever heard. But this time was different. She had endured enough. In that moment she made a decision. She wasn't going to endure it anymore. She was going to end it. While her husband begged outside, she was on the phone with a real estate agent. "It doesn't matter," she said, her voice firm. "We're closing." Her 6 slaps had been received. Soon, they would receive her reply. The next morning, as Suwon walked out, the family was bewildered. Her mother-in-law noted that her smile seemed unsettling. They had no idea she was on her way to sell the very roof over their heads. At the agency, she met the buyer, Mr. Jang, who was delighted with the property. Suwon offered half the payment. Mr. Jang readily agreed. The contract was signed, and a 500,000 deposit was transferred on the spot. They agreed to meet the next morning at 9 a.m. to finalize the transfer. Returning home, Suwon ignored her husband's frantic calls. She walked into her family complaining about being hungry. She calmly announced she had quit her job. The mother-in-law scoffed, "You